Hello everyone, I'm back today to open parcel number 5 of Shiny Silver Treasures Advent Calendar, this being the 5th of December, and I've already opened it actually to have a look, and I've done a little bit of prep work because of what I want to do with these items. So there are 3 wooden tags and 3 pieces of twine that were in this bag. And there's another bag here with napkins in. So the napkins I have in my bag are these. Excuse the rustling. Okay, so I've got this beautiful floral one, which I'm not going to use on this occasion. There's this Christmassy one with holly and berries. It's really pretty. There's this one, which is very floral, and I like the fact that it's in lines. I like that, and I might use that one. And there's this one with the Father Christmas faces, which I'm definitely going to use. Now, so for me, this project screams decoupage, okay? And I love doing decoupage with napkins. I'm just going to bring in this this mat so I don't make a mess of my glass mat. Now, I have actually gone over one side of these with gesso. You can see it doesn't make much of a difference, but it does make a difference to your napkin when you put it on. I can assure you, because if you use the napkin straight onto the wood, you're going to get a sort of a yellowy tone coming through. Whereas if you put it on something which has been gessoed white, then you get a better image. That's in my opinion anyway. So let's see what we can do. I need water. I don't know if it's got any water in it. Yeah, this has got some water in it. So basically, what you need for decoupage, as I said, you don't need to gesso it if you don't want to, or you could paint it. That's another thing, and then you can put your images on top. So I'm going to do at least 2 of these tags. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the 3rd one, but I'm going to show you different techniques that I'm going to use. So I'm going to start with this napkin here, and the first thing you have to do is just to peel off the top layer, because you only want the top layer. You don't want all those other bits in underneath. It's not always very easy to get hold of. Sometimes there are 2 layers and sometimes there are 3. It just depends. This feels as though there might be 3. If I can risk losing any of my napkin. Let me see. This one has got lots of dots all the way around, so it is actually, I mean, it's very, very firm here. Okay, I think I've got it. Oops, dropped it. Right, okay. Yeah, it's definitely 2 layers, if not 3. So that's 1 layer. There's only 2 layers to this one. Okay, because if you don't do this, if you don't take this bottom layer off, your image will come apart when you try to stick it down. It won't work properly. Just going to see if there's another layer here. Not sure if there is. I don't think there is. Although this looks quite thick, which makes me think that there might be. I've got a little trick here that somebody taught me. If you can't get it apart, put some sellotape on the back and pull from the front. It's not going to work. Pull from the front and see. There is another layer. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So there we are. That's the second layer coming away. Let's see where they've sort of put them all together with that dot pattern. It's like an embossed pattern around the edge. Made it a little bit difficult for me to get it apart, but that doesn't matter because I think it's good to see that it isn't always easy to get these layers apart. Okay, hopefully the others won't be quite as difficult. Okay, so right, okay. I think you can tell when you've got the inside, the layer that's next to the napkin front, because it's usually got some paint on it. You know, the dye has come through onto that layer. Right. Okay, so now you can see it's really thin and flimsy. And my thoughts for this one were that I wanted to put just a row of these flowers on my tag. I thought that would look really nice. Just to put like a row across here would make it quite pretty, and it may make the tag on it be on its side, but I don't think that matters. But I will put it around this way. Don't know why, just being left to right, I suppose. And I'm going to choose what I want. So I think I want this selection here. Now I'm going to use a water brush. It's cool. It's got some water in it, and I'm just going to go around the edge of this like so. Okay, and then I'm going to very carefully peel that apart. Okay, you can cut it, there's no problem with that, but if you do this method, then that's equally good. Okay, so I'm just going to put it on there like so, and I'm going to use Mod Podge and have a brush somewhere. I'm going to get my brush. Okay, I've got my brush here. It's going to dry it a bit because I've had it in water. So it's what I applied the gesso with. So okay, so now the Mod Podge that I'm using is this one, which is Sparkle, only because I thought it would be nice to add some sparkle as it's Christmas. Okay, so I'm going to put the Mod Podge, just a thin layer on the base like so. You can see what I'm doing, and then I'm going to put down my napkin, making sure that the bits that I want are there, and I'm going to start from the middle and I'm going to work outwards, just putting another layer very gently, another layer of Mod Podge on top. Okay, so this is quite delicate task. I don't know if you can see the glitter there. Oh my goodness me, it's beautiful. Okay, so and while this napkin is still wet, I'm just going to put the brush back in the water. I don't want, if you aren't careful, your brush goes hard with the glue of the Mod Podge. Because I use that watery technique, and because the Mod Podge is also wet, you can, if you've got bits hanging over the side, you can actually just do this now very gently and get these stray bits off. Another tip that you can use is to wait until it's dried, and then you can, and that would particularly apply if you've cut your napkin rather than use the water brush. Look how pretty that is. Well, I'm really pleased with that. So that's the first tag. I'm going to wait for it to dry before I put the hole in. Well, actually I could put the hole in now just with my pokey tool, just so that, because the paper is wet, so it will it makes the hole very easy. So right, so that's the first one. Okay, now the second one I want to try is this one, and for this one I thought of cutting out some of the individual Father Christmases. So we're going to have a little play decoupaging Father Christmases onto the tag. And again, I've got a problem opening up this tissue paper. Sometimes, you know, it's like plastic bags that, you know, the bin liners and things, sometimes you can't open them up. Well, it's a bit like that. I'm going to find my sellotape and what I did with it. Piece of sellotape that I had. It worked so well. Oh, I don't know where it's gone. Get another bit. I get another bit. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I've put it sort of inside the where the embossing is. Right. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I've just got the one layer on the top. I think this one is a 2-layer napkin. So, and I did apply that sellotape to the back because I didn't want to rip the front, obviously. Oops, move my other one out of the way. There we are. Now I keep these bits. I just use them for mopping up, or, you know, cleaning my brushes or whatever. You know, they do come in handy. Right. Okay, so let's see how many Father Christmas faces we would get on here. So 1, maybe 3. Okay, so I'm going to put water around 3 of these faces, and they do all seem to be the same. So so that's good. Okay. Okay, so just gently take this one out. Try to go around all the as near as possible to the image, but, you know, it doesn't matter if you leave a bit of napkin straggling. It will blend into the tag. So there's the first one. Again, as I said, so you can fussy cut it if you prefer, and but, you know, with tissue it's not that easy. So you can see I'm using the corner of the napkin because I don't want to you know, have a big hole in the middle, because I'm going to use this for something else at another moment. Okay, so there's my second one, and I'll just do this one as well. Okay, so there's the third one. Right. If you are going to use gesso or paint, obviously make sure that it's dry before you go on to this step. Right, so those are my 3 images. I'm going to put this napkin away. I think I want to pull it a bit. I don't want quite as much blue around the edge. Okay, because the gesso is white, and I don't really want him to have too much blue showing, but he will have a bit of blue. And that's not a bad idea to have a bit of blue. Let's see what he's going to look like. Oh, he's cute, isn't he? So my idea is that there'll be 3. I think that will fit, won't it? 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. So that's my idea of what it's going to look like. I was going to check with Dawn whether all the packs had the same napkins, but I didn't, so it's too late to ask her now. while I'm filming. So you may have this napkin, or you may not in your kit. Okay. Right. Okay, so he's all right. Let's do this one. And as I said, if it's feathery, like as you can see that this is, actually, if you were putting, if I was putting this on blue paint rather than white, that would blend in so much better. It wouldn't give a sharp edge, and you really wouldn't notice that. You would just think that the Father Christmas was printed onto your tag. He would be gorgeous. He's gorgeous anyway, but because I've got white underneath, it is going to show a little. Anyway, I'm not going to do any more to this because I might end up ruining it. So just going to get my Mod Podge again and my brush. So if you haven't got Mod Podge, you can use PVA glue, but you need to water it down a little bit, not too much, but you don't want it to be really thick, and you want to be able just to put a nice thin layer on. So I'm going to put the first one on in the middle. Okay, so you see I've just positioned him where I want him, and then always with the decoupage you start in the middle and you work outwards. Okay, that way hopefully you don't break your image, and if you do break your image, it's not the end of the world. So there's my first one. Okay, so I'm going to put this one, perhaps I'll lose his hat if I do that. See, this way, just a little bit on an angle, and bring it a bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. So in the middle with my Mod Podge, and just bring it out. Okay, and you will see that the napkin smooths, it goes smooth, whereas before it might have been a little bit what's the word, you see here it's got the image of where the embossing was on the edge. Well, that will disappear. Can I put this one this way? I think so. So okay, so that is my image. So I'm just going to put a layer of Mod Podge on top. You need to be careful not to put too much and not to make it too wet. Okay, and I thought, it's just gorgeous, this sparkly Mod Podge. I inherited it from somebody, and in a one of those bulk mystery bun, de-stash things, and I was wondering what to use it for, but I think it's lovely. Really happy with that. So those are two tags. Again, I'm going to put my pokey tool through that hole here, just to make the hole for the twine. Okay, and we'll leave that aside to dry. This has already dried, so that's how quick the Mod Podge dries. It's very good. Right, so lastly, I'm going to use the holly one, and I'm going to do a different technique. Okay, so we've done where I've put a whole strip down, and we've done where I've cut out certain images, and this time I'm going to tear it a bit, because one way that you can do decoupage is to tear your things into small pieces and then stick on top, one on top of the other, and you don't stick it sort of I can show you with the box that I've got here. Okay. This box. Okay, this box, if you look closely, you can see there are lots of edges here. That's because I cut this into small pieces. Not, you can see it's coming away here. My money box. It really needs redoing, but anyway, I didn't use scissors. I just ripped the paper. So that's what I'm hoping to do with this one. I'm going to hopefully rip the napkin up a little bit. I'm wondering actually, shall I, rather than struggle with this one, which is causing me a bit of grief, I'm going to do it with this. Okay, I won't need very much, but just to show you. So you just rip it. These feathery edges are very good, you know, as I said, for blending in one to another. So it will be interesting to see how it looks compared to that one. Okay. And it doesn't matter that you break up the pattern, or, you know, I'm just going to rip this one in half, for example. Obviously I want bits with colour on. I don't want just white bits of napkin. Okay, let's just get these off here and see where we go. So I've got this bit. So just different shapes, but quite small. Okay. Like this. And you can use this technique with the, you know, the decoupage papers. That box was actually decoupage with paper rather than a tissue. And, you know, the decoupage papers that they sell, you can do this technique, and you can cover things like mirror frames or boxes or anything really that you want covered, bottles, sorts of things. And because you're cutting up the thing into small pieces, it does, you know, you can actually go around rounded things without it damaging, you know, or stretching or creasing, because you're just using small pieces. Okay, so I've put my Mod Podge down, and I'm just going to glue my napkin. Okay, and then I'm going to put another piece like so. I hope this is going to work. And the idea is that you don't really think about it. You just put the images down. Okay, you know, you're not making a masterpiece. You're not making a pattern. You're just putting down the elements. Okay, and because the tissue is so thin, you don't actually, you know, it doesn't matter if you put it over something that you've already put down, because the color will still show through. Okay. Right, so let's try this one. I did a bookcase with decoupage. I had an old bookcase in my bedroom that was, you know, brown wood, which I painted cream, and then up the sides of the bookcase I put flowers, which I took from a napkin, and I didn't, you know, it was in groups, flowers and butterflies, and it looked so pretty at the end, even if I say it myself. I was really pleased with how it came out. So, okay, so we're getting there. I'm going to put this one like so, the edge. I do want this rose, this lovely rose here, and this bit here maybe. Okay, so there I've covered the whole of the tag, and I'll just get rid of these bits that are wet before they dry on me. Okay. And you can see that it's a very different effect from this one. Okay, I've used the same napkin, but I've got a very different effect. Now this looks more like as if I've used an overall pattern napkin. So I would have got this sort of effect if I had used this one, for example, and I just plonked it down. It would have given me that sort of effect. So you can do that as well. Pokey tool for the hole. So there we are. Now let's see if this is dry. If you've still got little wispy bits hanging over the edge, you can just go around your tag with it. Once it's dry, just go around with a nail file or a bit of sandpaper or whatever you want, and that will take away any wispy bits and you'll have a nice crisp edge. So I think I've got one here. Okay. Yeah. This one isn't dry yet. So now we can put the twine in, and we'll see what these tags look like. Of course, I've left the back. Well, the back is a bit messy, so I will put some card there, probably. So perhaps I'd better just do that now before I put the twine in. Just want to put something there so that you can write on it. Okay. This is just a rough piece of card, but it just happens to be more or less the right length for this. So just put that like that. Stick that there, and then with my scissors. So you can obviously you can measure the piece of card and cut it out before you do this, or you can do it like this, whichever you prefer. So there it is backed now, so I can write on it. And again, I've got to do something so I can keep my hole here. So I've got a piece of foam here. Oops. Piece of foam. So I'm just going to put that there and put my pokey tool through there. Okay. And then wiggle it around to make the hole a bit bigger. That should be okay. For the twine, let's have a look. Okay. Hole isn't big enough, so but where's my? You know how you're looking and looking, and the thing is right in front of you. So just going to make this hole a bit bigger. There we go. So, okay, stick that back. And there are various ways, obviously, that you can tie this. You can double it, put it through, make a loop that way, but I'm just going to do it like this. Okay, so that we've got this lovely tag. I'm really pleased with how they've worked, and I will back the other two. This is dry now, more or less, so I'm just going to take away the edging bits. This piece of emery board is reaching the end of its life. Of course, you can also wrap it over the edges, and you can wrap it around the back as well if you want. So, but I chose just to do the top. Okay. There we are. So there we have it. These are the 3 tags that I have made with day 5 of the advent calendar. And if you have this kit, I hope you have great fun doing whatever you do with these. Of course, you don't have to do what I've done. Use your imagination and your ingenuity, and you know, you and have a play. There are all sorts of things you could do with it. So have fun, take care, have a lovely day, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.